Do you guys, so the next thing I know that's supposed to get legalized, I know in San Francisco, mushrooms are legalized. And I know that like the idea of microdosing mushrooms has become more of like an accepted thing amongst like,
yeah, they tell
commercial
it's like
audience.
it'll make you
I know
get
the
through
guy
the day
from
better or
Shark
something
Tank
like that.
invested in a big mushroom company. Do you guys dabble in the mushroom game at all? The psychedelics?
I don't personally. I actually ain't never dabbled into nothing but
Weed.
You know, I'm a scary ass nigga when it come to that shit.
You wouldn't do mushrooms? It's from the earth.
I know.
It's
and
not
people,
cocaine.
I know. People always tell me that. Maybe, but shit, I don't have no desire to or anything like that. Some people just like, oh, it'll make you get through your day better, or maybe it'll make you look at things a little differently. And I'm like, shit, right now I like the way I look at things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Demrick?
I've done shrooms twice, and I had one great experience, and I've had one not so good experience. So what
happened with the not so good experience?
Well, I had a piece of chocolate. And I didn't know how much it was.
Oh,
and then I just was watching a movie, and it felt like the person in the movie.
Oh, tell him the person though.
Samuel L. Jackson was yelling at me, and it tripped me out, man, big time. And I was in Philadelphia, and it was winter, and you're in a row home in there, so you can't really get out nowhere. And that's the first time. And homies had to sit me down, relax, give me some water, tell me it's all in my head type shit. And then I was like, I'm not going to judge it off of that experience because...
So Samuel L. Jackson was like coming out the TV on you?
Hey, motherfucker, what's up?
Hey, motherfucker, one more time.
I'm like, damn, what's up, man?
Which Samuel L. Jackson movie were you watching? Because that also might be like...
I forget
Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah, so one of them ones. And
right, where he felt like he was talking to him.
Shit.
Yeah.
Black Snake Moan. I don't know, man. He's got some that I can imagine were way more intense if you're on shrooms.
But I realized, though, that you got to be able to be around a situation where you can move freely, and it's good to, do it in like outside in nature and shit like that, and really enjoy the full spectrum of the situation. So I went back and redid the experience. And
it was better?
Yeah, it was way better, man. I'm like, but it's still, I realize you got to be able to, like, people who like to have control over a lot of shit probably not going to like psychedelics, in my opinion, because you don't got no fucking control over that. Your mind start going where it's going, and you just
gotta go with it.
Hit the button and just go with the ride.
If you panic, you'll get a bad trip or some shit like that. And that's what always made me like, I feel like I be one of them niggas that'll start panicking. Like, and I don't want to take no motherfucking chances, so I don't do shit.
Have you ever had a bad, like, edible experience?
I actually had, like, a bad, like, bong rip experience. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, like, I had...
Too much.
Just trying to hit one of them big-ass bongs, trying to just... be the biggest stoner I can be at the time, and I must have cleared that.
I'm Dizzy Wright.
Yeah, I must have cleared that bitch, and I just, this was back in the Funk Volume days. Like Hobson and Swizz was wearing those contacts.
Yeah,
and that shit was just too much for me. And then I remember Hobson took one of the contacts out, and it was like,
fucking with you.
I look like a devil or some shit. And I was like, oh, nigga, hell no. I need to go to sleep and wake up and start over again. Like I tried.
The highest you ever been?
It was the highest that I ever been.
What about you, Demrick? What's the highest you ever been?
The highest I ever been was last November in Europe. Exhibit always, like, he likes to put a block of hash and cut a Snickers bar open and put the block of hash in there and then close it up
and eat it.
Eat it.
Oh shit!
And so for all these years of traveling with him, I never tried it. And so we were all, shout out Problem. He was out there. We was all out there. And I said, fuck it. This time I'm about to do it. And so I took a piece of the Snickers and I ate it. And I got back to my hotel room and I started to feel my body. I started to feel myself like lift above my body.
That's what happened to me.
And and then I just laid there and just let it happen, eventually fall asleep. But I was on some next level. Yeah, man, put that hash in that Snickers and eat it.
Exhibit eats that normally?
Well, I'm saying like on a day off, like let's say we do 6, 7
Yo,
shows
he's
in
a
a row,
fucking
and it's a
champ.
day off, and he's like, fuck it, you know,
He's
hey,
a
I'm about to make
champ.
the Snickers with the hash in it. Who wants a piece? Typically, I would always be like, nah, I'm cool, you know.
Did
but
you
I,
feel like you had superpowers at all when you had the edible like that? Because like I had an edible once, and it was a really rough night for me. It was a Ritz and Yellow Wolf concert, and I felt like I could hear everybody talking in the concert. I could like hone in like there was like 2,000 people in this venue. Not maybe like
hone
1,000.
in on one conversation.
I'd be on the other side of the venue, and I like look at in the middle of a concert, just look at somebody on the other side of the building and hear exactly what they're saying.
Yeah,
you was tripping.
you was tripping.
I don't know if I was tripping though.
No, you was
I felt like
definitely
it opened up some
definitely
shit.
tripping.
I felt like I was like, yo, I couldn't move my legs though. Which
I
was,
remember when I had that hash Snickers, like I was like, fuck it, I feel weird. I'm gonna have to throw on like some YouTube and watch like a little movie or whatever. And slowly but surely the words stopped. I stopped being able to understand what was being said in the movie. It just sounded like
shit just started.
I'm like, what am I even watching? Like, just cut it off.
edibles are dangerous because you can't like eat to get it to go away. You know,
You gotta like just let the high pass.
there's no other choice.
Yeah, thug it.
You can't like.
I tried to get in the shower and wash that shit
Nope.
off. I had to look at myself in the mirror and everything. I was just like
off a bong hit though.
off a bong head, bro.
You're not a big dabber, I imagine.
Now I became a big dabber. This was before dabs was dabs. You know, niggas
Yeah.
wasn't dabbing yet when I did this. And this was actually in Minneapolis. I had first got with
Shout out to Prince.
the Funk Volume niggas, and it was like my first time going out there, and like Dame kind of had me running around watching what Hobson was doing. You know, as far as meet and greets, 'cause
Skating.
right?
Yo, listen, you're gonna go play
exactly.
skate with fans. Dizzy, you don't know how to skate? Figure out how to skate. You're just gonna go show up at a fan's house and play him and skate.
Oh, facts, bro. But I remember I just started making my little fans. You know what I'm saying? And I went to go smoke with one of my fans and filled the bong up and tried to hit that big ass bong and was fucked up. Whole world tilted sideways.
Jesus.
So I don't like being that high.